please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We read in the book of Psalms, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us exult and rejoice in it." We celebrate the accomplishments of these fine graduates. We want to encourage them to continue to pursue worthy challenges. There are many other educational goals that these young people can achieve, and we pray that they will do so. We pray that they will find purpose and joy in acquiring knowledge and wisdom. God wants each of us to use all our abilities to serve God. And God also wants us to serve the Lord with joy. Our responsibilities are not burdensome. We thank God for the privilege of life and the privilege to do good works. May each graduate fulfill the best of his religious tradition. We bless and thank God for enabling us to celebrate this joyous day. Amen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming, and welcome to Valley View Junior High's graduation ceremony. I am Jane Kowalski, this year's student body president. We would like to acknowledge the presence of some very special guests. Miss Mimi Shapiro, president of the Simi Valley Unified School District Board of Education. Ms. Kathy Vogel, assistant superintendent of the Simi Valley Unified School District. Mr. Bill Getz of the American Legion, Post 484. Rabbi Gary Johnson. And now I'd like to introduce to you a very, very special person, our principal, Dr. Wayne Wiley.
It's with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce to you the speaker for the night. It is not too often that we get a person who does triple duty for us. The speaker was just introduced a minute ago as a member of the Board of Education, a lady who has served 2 terms as president of the Board of Education, has worked tirelessly in many committees, especially in special education in this school district, here in one capacity. The second capacity is that of a speaker who will give us our major speech for the night. And the one we are most proud of, she is here in the role of a mother. She has one in our graduating class tonight and another in the Simi High graduating class tomorrow night. So it is for that major role, the third one, that we are very, very proud at Valley View. And before we call on her to speak, then I would like to make a little presentation to her as an honorary staff member for the Valley View Junior High School 1987. Mimi?
I'm delighted to be here this evening to congratulate all of you on behalf of the Board of Education. But I'm also proud to be standing before a group of young people who know how to go for the gold. Your experience at Valley View Junior High has prepared you well for the next step. The next 3 years may be the most exciting years you will ever experience and will be filled with important decisions and planning. You will be making career or higher education choices. More than ever before, you'll be treated as adults, as more responsibilities will be given to you. Education is not a privilege. It is your right to learn, and it is your obligation and your responsibility to learn. It is up to your educational system and your parents to make sure that you have the proper background to accomplish what you want in life. Not everyone will shake up this country. Not everyone will become another Albert Einstein or a Jonas Salk. But we function as a society, and we function well when everyone is doing their individual jobs well and enjoying the fruits of their labor. I have no doubt that you will be successful, as you are products of one of the finest junior highs and one of the most outstanding school districts in the state. Also, you know how to work hard and go for the gold. Let me close by wishing each one of you congratulations and the best of everything. Thank you.
The representative from the Simi Valley Unified School District Administration is Ms. Kathy Vogel, who is an assistant superintendent in charge of fiscal services. She has been with the school district for 8 years, and we are very honored to have her here with us tonight.
Graduates of Valley View, thank you for inviting me to be here, but most importantly, congratulations. On behalf of our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Duncan, I bring you the warmest wishes from the entire administration. We are proud of you, and we want to salute you tonight. We also suggest that you thank your parents who have supported you and have encouraged you to come to this great day of your junior high school graduation. There are just a couple of words I would like to say to you in addition to the greetings and congratulations, and that is to think about all the wonderful choices that you have, and in particular the choices you have to make over the next 3 years. As you enter Simi Valley High School, you will be joining your friends and colleagues from Sequoia Junior High. We hope that together you will become very, very involved in the many activities that a high school can offer to you. I can assure you that you will enjoy your high school years more if you join the many clubs and activities that are open to you. Again, you have choices. You can join and be involved, or you can stay back. Think very, very hard throughout the summer on the choices you have to make then. Think about watching TV or reading a book. I know that sounds pretty stale, but please do think about it. Again, on behalf of the administration, we are so very proud of you. We salute you for what you have done, and we do look forward in seeing you in 3 years graduate from high school. Good luck to all of you.
I am very proud to introduce to you a group who has had many great performances throughout this year. They are directed by Mr. Schuster. Ladies and gentlemen, Valley View's Mixed Chorus. Thank you for a fantastic performance. Now will the 9th grade members of the chorus please take your seats with the graduates. The American Legion's awards are voted by the staff at Valley View. Both scholarship and service to the school are considered, as well as many other qualities. Here to present these awards is Commander Bill Getz.
Alumni, students, parents, as Commander of the American Legion, I am happy to make the awards, school awards to Michael Barrington. Would you please come forward? Barrington. Buffy Chang. Buffy Chang. And Laura Dawkins. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Getz. Now I'd like to take a moment to tell you about my feelings as being student body president of Valley View. I'd like to start out with saying that this has been a great year. I, along with my fellow cabinet members, feel that working with Mrs. Hatton has been a pleasure. This was her first year at Valley View, and we were glad that we could spend it with her. My 3 years at Valley View have been a time in my life that I have grown up, and I can't say it was too easy. But I can say that it will hold a very special place in my heart, along with all the people in it. Now I am moving on, and I'd just like to say that I'll miss you all, and thank you. We have 3 student speakers who would like to express their feelings this evening: Buffy Chang, Matt DeSalle, and Laura Dawkins.
Graduation is a process almost everyone experiences at least once in his or her life. But what is graduation? According to Webster's dictionary, graduation is a ceremony connected with graduating from a school or college. It is a clear, concise definition. But I believe graduation is more than that. My interpretation of the word graduation is more detailed and has more depth. Starting from the very beginning, the G stands for growing. We have just finished 3 years at Valley View, but that doesn't mean everything stops. After all, we still have college and high school ahead of us. Our 3 years is actually a stepping stone to better things, helping us to grow and develop. The R is for rejoice. Parents and students are probably rejoicing at this graduation as others have previously. The A stands for acclivity. Acclivity is an upward slope, which is what our life will be from now on. As we get older, it's hard to accomplish a task, but once accomplished, we move a step higher toward a goal. The D represents decisions. Our decisions will affect us considerably in the future. Therefore, as many counselors say, we should make good decisions with every aspect in mind. The U symbolizes a pronoun you. Graduation is for you. It's about you, your accomplishments, and your life. The second A is for antecedent, which Graduation is a synonym for beginning. Graduation may be the end of being a Viking, but it's also the beginning of high school, the SAT tests, and other impressive things. T represents terminus, or the end. It's the end of A, B, C, D, E, and F blocks, having teachers we've come to know, and the no shorts rule. I symbolizes initiation. Graduation is a ritual that ushers us into high school. O is for overcoming obstacles. To be included in graduation, we first had to overcome the impulse to do whatever we wanted, which we acquired from our summer vacation habits. And N represents novice, or a learner. We're all learners trying to succeed. We learn from books, experience, and of course, school. To sum it up, graduation is to grow, to rejoice, acclivity, decisions, you, antecedent, terminus, initiation, overcoming obstacles, and a novice. It's the end, and yet the beginning of some of the best times of our lives.
As the end of the year comes to its final conclusion, I must say that I've enjoyed the experiences I have had here at Valley View Junior High School. Despite all of the homework, the reports, and the classwork, this was my best year and one that I have enjoyed. The things that we have learned here after these 3 long years may not seem to be important now. For example, I doubt I will ever use the knowledge that a xenophobe is a person who is afraid of foreigners. However, school is so much more than the accumulation of knowledge which you have undoubtedly learned here. School teaches one how to relate with others. It teaches one the concepts of friendship, responsibility, and respect for others. Also, besides these very important school attributes, and perhaps more importantly, school promotes individual thinking and self-reliability. School, especially 9th grade, begins the preparation of our minds for a final purpose, to prepare us for life. I am sure that a number of students have slightly mixed feelings about leaving Valley View. Feelings of exuberant joy over summer finally being here after all of these long months we have been in school. In contrast, feelings of slight sadness in that they are leaving familiar surroundings, teachers, and possibly friends. However, this transition to senior high is not only necessary, but desired. We need the challenge of high school, for without incentive and challenges for us to meet, life would be very dull, boring, and routine. Although the thought of senior high may possibly be intimidating to some, I'm sure it will be just like the beginning of junior high school in 7th grade. The frightened 7th grader, afraid of being trashed by a mean and vicious 9th grader. However, if you ask almost any 7th grader, he will most likely tell you that it was not that bad. And I'm sure that the 10th grade will be not that bad. The most difficult thing about senior high school will probably be finding your classes on such a large campus and being low person on the campus again. In closing, let me say that on behalf of all of the 9th grade class, we have enjoyed our experiences here at Valley View Junior High, and I'm sure that there will be many, many more interesting experiences at either Royal High School or Simi Valley High School, and then later on in life for the 1986-87 9th grade graduating class of Valley View Junior High School. Thank you.
Sports affect our lives in so many ways. We watch sports on TV, we go to games to cheer on our favorite team, and many of us play sports ourselves. But as you play basketball, baseball, or maybe football, have you ever stopped to think that you are also playing the game of life? The game of life is a game we're all players in, no matter how unathletic you may be. Just as in any sport, there are rules in the game of life that must be followed. Rules of the government, rules of your parents, rules of the school, and others. If you don't follow these rules, you could be punished. You may be benched and have to stay in your room on restriction, or maybe you'll have to go back 10 yards to raise that low grade. The referees in the game of life are represented through authority: parents, school officials, police. They are there to be sure that rules are enforced for the benefit of all. The coaches in the game of life are your parents, who instruct and guide you through that game. They may yell if you aren't pushing yourself to full potential, but only because they want you to be the best that you can be. The fans in the game of life are those relatives, teachers, and friends that support you and cheer you on. The scoreboard in the game of life is irrelevant, because in this game, winning or losing is not important. What counts is how you play the game. Finally, when you possess the ball in this game of life, you are in control. You make the decisions. You can throw it away, or you can take it and score. What you do with it is up to you, just as it's up to you what you do with your life. We are in training now, and this graduation signifies a completion of part of that training. We'll have 3 more years of high school, and then we'll be ready to compete. Thank you. We are very proud at Valley View to have such a wonderful teaching staff. At this time, we'd like to recognize these teachers by having them rise. We as students really appreciate their hard work and patience. Thank you. Each year, the teachers in each department vote for recognition awards. This is a time when the faculty can recognize students who excel in different areas of the curriculum. Presenting these awards is one of our veteran teachers, Miss Adrienne Nader.
You know, after 30-some graduations, it's still really thrilling to see all of you out there. At times I think, what, another graduation? You know, it's nice. The department chairpersons and the various teachers of each department selected a number of youngsters who they felt were outstanding in that department, and I will read their names if they will come up and accept their award and then stay up here for a few moments. From the athletic department, girls, Michelle Light. Wait a minute. And Michelle also gets a plaque. Stay up here, Michelle. Athlete of the Year, boys, Eric Hale. Now, aren't you glad you dressed up? Business, Susan Sato. From the English department, Mike Burrows. From the mathematics department, Buffy Chang. Music Award, Marion Ullery. Science Award to Craig Miller. You're welcome, Craig. Social Studies Award, Laura Dawkins. Foreign Language, Buffy Chang. I saved the one that came from one of my departments for last because it's mine. And it's going to a young man who came to this country with no language in English at all. And he's worked hard, and his aide, my aide, Gloria Gomez, worked hard. And I think both of them learned more about science and wildlife. But this young man has come so far this year that we felt a special award as the outstanding 9th grader in English for a foreign language. That's Ambrosio Rangel. Thank you, Ambrosio. And my congratulations to all these wonderful people. Thank you.
The second part of our entertainment will be provided by our fabulous concert band under the direction of Mr. Mitch Schuster. This group of young people have had continued success with many fine school performances and highly rated performances at festivals. Ladies and gentlemen, Valley View's concert band.
I'd like to thank Mr. Schuster and the terrific Valley View Band. Good job. At this time, we'd like the 9th grade members of the band to take their seats with the graduating graduates out here. We have 3 additional groups of students we'd like to recognize tonight before we get to the diplomas. The first group I'd like to salute are the winners of the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards. Would those members of our 9th graders please stand that receive the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards? Remain standing for just a minute, please.
You get the left.
These young ladies and gentlemen had to achieve a 3.5 or better grade average through their 3 years at Valley View, in addition to scoring very high on the CTBS scores. To salute them, I'd like to read one letter that they received at the ceremony in May, and you'll know who this is from as I read this, and I quote, "I salute the winners of the Presidential Academic Fitness Award for 1987. You have shown once again that motivation and hard work lead to academic success. In doing this, you have given others an incentive to follow your path. Education, we all know, is a key to the success in life. But learning does not end with formal schooling. It is a lifetime occupation. You have demonstrated the dedication and skills to continue to learn, to pursue interesting and rewarding careers, and to make a solid contribution to the national welfare. I am proud of you. Nancy joins me in wishing you continued success. God bless you, Ronald Reagan." Okay, you can sit down. Next, I would like the members of the National Junior Honor Society to stand. These students, selected for membership by their teachers, have maintained at least a 3.4 cumulative grade point average. Their fine example of leadership, service, character, scholarship, and citizenship positively influence the lives of other students, staff, and community members. The idea that one has an obligation to use one's talents, skills, and knowledge for the betterment of others is the cornerstone of society, service projects, and activities. We are very proud of these students and our advisor, Mrs. Simmons. Last but not least, we want to honor 4 students with the help of our 2 very fine counselors, Mrs. Kosher and Mrs. Kimball, have accumulated the highest GPA through their 3 years at Valley View. We have 4 students that were right up there. This is 4.0, 3.9 GPA. I'll ask them to come up one by one. Mrs. Hatton will present you with a very nice gift. Michael Bereder. Buffy Chang. Michelle Light. And Suzanne Zaman. Thank you.
This poem is dedicated to the 1987 graduating class of Valley View Junior High School. It was written by Christy Kelly, one of our graduates, and we thank her for this kind remembrance. It's finally time to leave junior high. We look at junior high and wave goodbye. We look at Valley View and wave goodbye. Leaving this school is a little bit sad, but it's finally over and we're all very glad. We look at Simi High with new hopes and dreams. This leads to our future, how bright it seems. We've had some good times, especially this year. It's all in the past. Summer's finally here.
We don't really realize what this means tonight. 3 years ahead of us, it will be a tough fight. All the memories of the times we've shared, we remember with tears all the friends that have cared. We look back and think of all our school years. We think of all the good times and wipe away the tears. Someday, it will be over when we're standing in our cap and gown. That's when school ends and our lives turn around.
It's time to start thinking of what we're going to be, what we're going to do, the things we're going to see. It's time to look at the future. That's what school's for, to learn what life's about. School is more than just a bore. We all have dreams for our future lives. We all have goals to be husbands and wives. Though we think we'll never make it, we know we really will. As long as we keep dreaming, these dreams we will fulfill.
We're all dressed up and ready to go. There's so many things in the future, things we don't even know. We're thinking of our friends that we've had all year through. Will we still be together, or will they all be new? Will I forget them, or will they forget me? They're questions we all ask. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, it's time to go. Go on to Simi High. It's a very big step and a very tearful goodbye. Once again, I'd like to introduce our principal, Dr. Wayne Wiley, whose influence has helped Valley View and the great reputation it has in Simi Valley today.
It's always with a little sadness that I approach this part of the program. 3 years ago, when most of these students came into Valley View, I didn't have to look up to any of them. Now there are quite a few here that I have to look up to. And looking back over these 3 years, some of you may have been here last year, and I made the statement that last year's 9th grading class was the first to take the CAP test for the state of California, and that class put us in the top 10 schools academically in the state of California. I'm happy to report to you tonight that this 9th grade class kept us in that top 10 for the second year in a row at the top 10. I'm happy to report to you that this 9th grade class is leaving Valley View with the highest overall average on CTBS in the history of Valley View Junior High School. I'm happy to report to you that This 9th grade class has the record for the entire valley of the best pass record on the 8th grade proficiency exam of any class in the history of Simi Valley. This has been an outstanding class, from the area of athletics to especially that track win and the championship, which we just enjoyed last month, to all of our athletics. I'm sorry that every parent here was not at our last band concert. I think probably, in my opinion, the outstanding band concert I have ever attended for a junior high school in my 31 years. It's also a class of firsts. We are the first to have the 3 speed lines in the cafeteria. We have moved through the cafeteria. We are the first to have the bar that gets us into the cafeteria so that we can move. So for lots of reasons, it is really with a little sadness that I ask Ms. Shapiro to please come forward. Would the class please rise? Ms. Shapiro, by the authority granted me by the State of California, the Board of Education, I certify to you that each student in the audience tonight has met all prescribed requirements by both the Board of Education and the State of California for graduation. Class, please be seated. Now I'll ask Mr. Davenport and Ms. Noisette and several staff members if you would please get in position to help start with the diplomas. But before we read the first name, there are 2 special students who may not hear what has been said tonight, who will be graduates of our class. 2 of our members that we have not seen much of for the last year because they have been at Simi High, because we did lose the deaf and hard of hearing, and a special appreciation to Simi High and Ms. Dawn Cleveland for bringing those 2 students back with us tonight. Ms. Cleveland, would you and your students please stand? Would the first row please rise and come forward for your diplomas?
I have right down the center. Yeah, because I'm right in the middle.
I'm just gonna get like, you know how it's
You just get like
I'll I can zoom in on people.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you had that roll, I could sort of
Laura Dawkins.
All right.
Michelle Light.
Matthew DeSalle.
Kristen Kamakura.
Zhang Wei Zong, Buffy Chang.
Jennifer Dolan.
Eric Bowers.
Jane Kowalski.
Jennifer Frabasilio.
Tasha Lampley.
Tiara Wittenbrink.
Wendy Lang.
Raul Aguilar.
Barbara Latham.
Gina Marie Alapena.
Laurie Latham.
Joe Andrew.
Thong Wan Lee.
James Angus.
Jeff Lee.
Heather Arrowsmith.
Michelle Lee.
Stephanie Ash.
Scott Lee.
Alexander Olek.
Ori Lemoy.
Renee Backus.
Chris Liu.
Mike Beatty.
Melissa Lewis.
Brandon Banks.
Christy Loftus.
Claudia Barron.
Tanya Lopez.
Laura Barlow.
Ricky Lynch.
Jason Barr.
Shannon McLean.
Denise Barron.
Angelo Meccano.
Dave Bateman.
Brian Mahan.
Michael Bell.
Chris Malinga.
Rachel Bennett.
Tina Marie Malone.
Lorena Benton.
Pamela Manilow.
You know what you might want? I'm coming down right by the stairs.
Michelle Berriger.
You know, like me and the
Andre Markarian.
right on the podium. Something like that. I
Jean
suppose.
Beaker.
Amber Marone.
Bianca Bonner.
Danny Marsh.
Ariana Bovolini.
Greg McCleary.
Jennifer Bowles.
Teresa McClellan.
Tommy Bowman.
Sean McClure.
Shannon Brady.
Kristen McCroy.
Lisa Brazelton.
Kathleen McDermott.
Devin Brummett.
J.R. McFadden.
Jennifer Brunger.
Christina Michael.
Monique Buchanan.
Chad Miller.
Harn Bunya.
Craig Miller.
Lori Burris.
Michael Miller.
Mike Burrows.
James Milner.
Eddie Busby.
Kelly Mitchell.
Rachel Butterfield.
Danny Moore.
Kristen Campbell.
Julie Moore.
Everett Candelas.
Ginny Moreno.
Julie Carpenter.
Mindy Morris.
Kathleen Carter.
James Muir.
Martha Casella.
David Mulligan.
Oscar Cateriano.
Sandra Monroe.
Debbie Chavez.
Lynn Murphy. Murray.
June Bay Che.
Brian Murray.
April
Deborah.
Clements.
Deborah Murphy.
Max Conde.
James Nassar.
Kim Conrad.
Nancy Nazar.
Bernadette Corpus.
David Newman.
Armando Coda.
Jeff Nicholson.
Chris McClintock.
Casey O'Brien.
Marion Ullery.
Todd Hurst.
Tony Thomas.
Robert Elizon.
Carrie Jaggard.
Kenny Kingsley.
Jennifer Brown.
Joel Moore.
Tiffany Sanchez.
Jeff Kendall.
Tammy Pacheco. Christine Obney.
Brian Mitchell.
Wendy Ness.
Damian Walkup.
Kathy McMullen.
Bill Notvogel.
Pam Pito.
Stephen Clement.
Ruth Phillips.
Scott Campbell. Trent Lunsford. Brian Cardell.
Kim.
Michael O'Connell.
Kim Cruz.
Jamie Lay.
Rebecca Brown.
Jeff Setti.
Stephen Clark. Sean Crane.
Eric Morris.
Brenda Crosby. Scott Coolard.
George Berry.
Shannon Cunningham.
Teresa Ramsdale.
Jesse Cushman.
Angela Schusler.
Richard Cutting.
Andrea Marshall.
Allison Diornellis.
Nathan Chappell.
Joe DiCatona.
Nancy Varner.
Sandy De La Rosa.
Tina Hick.
Christy DeMontes.
Gina Oliveras.
Eric Dine.
Lisa Ondrak.
Jason Doherty.
Janine Orpeza.
Monica Donoso.
Christine Ozelin.
Joanne Doherty. Eric Dreyer. Sarah Edwards.
Joanna Parks.
Warren Elvina.
Tammy Horrick.
Ricky Erskine.
Tracy Pascal.
David Farley.
David Pierce.
Lisa Fico.
Linda Velez.
Amy Fell.
James Peterson.
George Fisher.
Kara Pylan.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
John Pierce.
Renee Flanders.
Kathy Pearson.
Susana Flores.
John Piggott.
Elizabeth Foster.
Dina Plater.
Kimberly Francis.
Andrea Poole.
Molly Franzen.
Jennifer Pratt.
Jeremy Frazier.
Christopher Prince.
Michael Freed.
Conchetta Froya.
Jenny Freitas.
Mike Prothero.
Scott Friend.
Jill Rakowski.
Brian Freund.
Ambrosio Rangel.
Krista Fuhrer.
Frank Rangel.
Sage First.
Carrie Reese.
Christine Gianna.
Lisa Reeves.
Shannon Gilbreth.
Christy Reinhardt.
Robert Gish.
Ethan Ridner.
Jason Gerner.
Don Rivera.
Dorothea Gonzalez.
Christy Robbins.
Wendy Good.
Tracy Robinson.
Brenda Laurel.
Steve Roman.
Abby Grant.
Darla Romano.
Heather Green.
Julie Romer.
Ken Greninger.
Ron Romero.
Dave Grieve.
Tommy Rucker.
Roger Grinnell.
Nicole Solis.
Sherry Gruber.
Patty Sargimento.
Jeremy Gruen.
Susan Sato.
Adelaide Hager.
Jason Saucier. Scott Sawyer. Chitana Saxelby. Craig Schumeister. James Slottower. Cindy Schreiber. Rebecca Scott. Kimberly Scully. Tabitha Seeley. Stacy Sutterberg. Dina Shapiro. Shannon Sharp.
Andrea Nager.
Erica Sheldon.
Gary Hainline.
John Simmons.
Eric Hale.
Chad Simpson.
Jeff Hall.
Angela Sisson.
Todd Hand.
Gina Skinner.
Zubin Hariri.
Ann Smith.
Chris Hawk.
Deborah Smith.
Jerome Haynes.
Stephanie Smith.
Michelle Helge.
Julie Solomon.
Angela Hicks.
Eric Sohm.
Karen Hicks.
Jeff Sumner.
Chris Holland.
Chad Stanford.
Jason Coleman.
Carl Steinkraus.
Jason Holmes.
Michelle Stevens.
Paul Hopkins.
Jason Stewart.
Mike Howe.
Mary Stenson.
Dallin Hutchinson.
Donna Stoke.
Estafeta.
Eric Stone.
Matt Inada.
TJ Studer.
Robert Jakes.
Denise Struck.
Kelly Jamora.
Derek Stokes.
Laura Janik.
Roland Cameron.
Tracy Jenkins.
Tammy Teeter.
Jennifer Jones.
Stacy Thayer.
Kim Jones Duran.
Jason Thomas.
Robert Jones.
Maria Toscano.
Kevin Judd.
Greg Tozian.
April Carpan.
Chris J. Trooper.
Tammy Kaufman.
Jesse Uribe.
Tina Kelly.
Ed Valdivia.
Christy Kelly.
Rosario Vargas.
Heather Kennedy.
Annette Berry.
Laura Corey.
Chris Barnum. Barone.
Michelle King.
Sammy Biella.
Scott Kirkner.
Crystal Waters.
Kelly Kitchen.
Patricia Watson.
James Knight.
Chad Wellington.
Aaron Krokauer.
Josh Wellington.
Carrie Kruger.
Jennifer Whelan.
Eric Kuhlman.
Jack White. Susan Weeder. Brian Wickman. Derek Wilson. Kip A. Wilson. Louis Wingrove. Matt Witt. Nancy Wittenberg. Kevin Woolery. Conrad Wright. Eric Wilson Yeager. Susie Zeman. Noel Zoiner.
There are a couple of announcements I would like to make before the recessional begins. Number one, we appreciate the attendance of all parents here tonight and friends of our graduates. Number two, we would like to remind everyone that Sequoia Junior High School graduation will start here in approximately 26 minutes. As the recessional starts, we would like to remind all of our graduates that we do need to move all the way to those areas that have been designated for you, and ask all parents after the recessional, please remain on the outside of the fence and meet your students on the outside, and move as rapidly as possible once the recessional ends, because Sequoia parents will be coming in, and we do want to give them an opportunity to change the setup slightly before. Mr. Bandman.
Yeah, that one. It was like turning off and stuff, yeah. Power surge. Should I fade this off now? Did you get the